to the final Black Mirror episode of the DewatchPod. I am Jürgen Smorgasbord.
And I am Jim with a G.
We've watched all Black Mirror seasons in reverse order and then season 7. And
it's a lot of episodes.
Maybe to start with, we had the initial theory, or you, I guess, had the theory because I hadn't really seen Black Mirror, that Black Mirror had gotten worse over time.
Yes.
And we were like, and I don't know why we wanted to do a podcast about Black Mirror, but we were like, well, if we did it, surely we should do it in reverse order so it gets better.
And that's the Dewatch concept. Should we for a moment indulge in a little bit of like our own history here with Black Mirror? Exactly, why did we start this podcast?
Yeah, I think we've told this story before, but the answer is
snippets.
2 words.
Striking.
Vipers.
Hell yeah. Oh, so I want to say, like, I watched Black Mirror. I want to say I started around the time season 3 came out. Like, this was a teenage show for me. Mm-hmm. And, like, back then, I think we can say a lot about the quality of the show over time. But, like, season 3 versus season 1 and 2, the gap doesn't feel that huge. Especially because every time you try to recall season 3, you do forget about Men Against Fire. So, like, that just makes that a comparison easier.
It's generally quite easy to forget.
We have repeatedly forgotten it while discussing season 3.
Oh, no, I meant all of season 3.
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah. You're not wrong. But yeah, so, like... And then I watched season 4 when it came out, and then I watched season 5 when it came out. And... Season 5 starts with Striking Vipers. And it left me, like, genuinely a bit angry. I came out of it being like, is this it? Is this genuinely where Black Mirror has gone? And years later, Jürgen and I end up being roommates. And... I forget where... Did you just watch Striking Vipers one day? Or, like... Had you watched it previously?
So.
You
had thoughts about it because of, like, its weird queer elements being so strangely unaddressed.
Yes.
And also, I think we initially got talking about it because of a Big Joel video about season 5.
That sounds right, yes.
And I was like, I'm curious. I'll have a look at this. And this is why I watched Striking Vipers before we ever got started on the podcast proper.
And I'm pretty sure I come in after you watched this, and I'm like, so, now that you've seen it, you have no choice but to agree with me that this is horrific. And you're like, well, and that sparked, I want to say, multiple hours of charitably discussion, probably at times straight up argument. I think you could do a lot of psychoanalysis of what happened there. Because to me, Striking Vipers was just a symbol of Black Mirror's downfall at the time. And then when we rewatched it, I had a lot more fun with it.
Yeah. I think, it makes perfect sense to me. Because, like season 3, in my opinion, is already a bit downhill.
Yeah.
Season 4, we're in the dregs. And then, you're coming off, a lot of goodwill, but it's been wounded.
Yeah.
So, but, it's sort of, it's in a haze. Things happen quickly, and then you have a year to pause. And then, Striking Vipers comes along, and just, breaks through all of your, mechanisms of denial, and, makes you face the hard truth that, it's gotten a bit off track.
Yes, I think that's the biggest thing to me, was that, I Striking Vipers just, it is... I think in the grander scheme of things, it does still have the language of a Black Mirror episode, but it does not have the point of one, I guess is the way I would put it. Gazing back at the earlier seasons.
Pulling out our favorite scale of structural versus personal stories, it's like very personal in a not relatable way. Because, like, I'm sure, like, some people who are, like, horny on Second Life or in VR chat are like, I relate to this experience. But I don't think that's, like, the majority of the Black Mirror audience. They're probably overrepresented compared to the general population.
Now, I want to pause for a moment here. We shouldn't dwell on Striking Vipers too long, but I want to pause for a moment here. We're both bi. Do you think Striking Vipers touches like a nerve if you're like a Kinsey 1, but you're really sure you're a Kinsey 0? You know, like, I think it would be very interesting to have someone be like, yeah, I watched Striking Vipers and made me question some things.
I don't know. It's a tough one because, like, it has such a strange relationship to gender and sexuality because, like, we have just, like, Mr. Completely, like ablative brain shielding, oh yeah, I guess I'm a woman for a bit. That does nothing to me. Right? Like,
and I really enjoy, at the very least, the sexual aspects of this. And also, you know, just like side thing, but really seem to be getting into like the cuddling, the sort of like emotional talking about physical there's a lot there, man.
yeah, no, and like, and I guess I mean, I haven't had this experience of, like, the awful crush on a straight guy. But, like, you know, I reckon it would probably, like, hit home with some fellas.
Yeah, but it's the interesting aspect of, like, awful crush on a straight guy who you're having sex with and who keeps going, I'm not gay, though, is the... Like, that's the thing, is that this is not gay at all. Explanation pending. I'll get around to it, I'm sure. But yeah, that's our intro, and what an intro to us having long talks about Black Mirror that was.
Yeah, no, that's sort of the lost first episode because we weren't insane enough to go, no, let's record this conversation in case we make a podcast like we sometimes idly talk about.
Like, it's genuinely, like, stunning to me, because we've definitely had, like, long discussions about random other stuff, including media, but, like, Striking Vipers, like, clearly hit a note, and maybe that's more me than you, but simultaneously, we had a lot of stuff to say.
I think we were also just genuinely also talking about the idea of just having a podcast about maybe Black Mirror was already the, like, plausible subject at that point.
I think it was a pondering, at the very least, yeah.
Like, it was, like, just enough in the air to, like, serve as an exhibit A.
Yeah.
For the viability of talking for an hour about a Black Mirror episode I've just seen for the first time, and you're re-encountering as a changed woman.
It was like, I'm so glad. I think if we had started with Striking Vipers, it would have been such a different experience. I'm so glad we got through season 6. Like, we got to digest, like, Maisie Day. We got to digest Joan is Awful. I mean, even, like, Beyond the Sea developed us, forged us, you might say, into better podcasters on some level.
Well, yeah, not more disciplined.
No, certainly not.
We needed to go much further.
I think season 6 is really, like, that's our cocoon on this podcast. But I want to talk for a moment just about, like, because one of the big pitches that we started off with, at least, was the idea that I had seen Black Mirror, you had not. And we had a weird part where we start in a season where I also had not watched it because it was...
Yeah.
Because I lost hope. In season 5, it's just like the full honest explanation that. And we also ended with season 7, which had recently come out still, as we were doing it.
Did you watch all of season 5 still?
Yes. And, like, I think like smithereens, I was like, okay, normal Black Mirror episode, not great, totally fine. Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too. I think, like, I was just like I think even back then I was just like a little bit too stun-locked to be like, yeah, okay. I think I just like brushed past that because I think Striking Vipers had already taken the emotion out of it for me. But yeah, like one of the big pictures about that, like how did this experience feel to you, Jorgen? Going through all of this backwards.
Um, it's weird because like it like it's a strangely coherent watch order for me. Right? Like yeah, no, that's I think that will just like until like a serious effort is made to change it, the order of Black Mirror. That's the order of Black Mirror in my brain, you know?
That must be so much more optimistic.
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, like the thing is, like season 6, much as there is like a ray of hope, like a lot of that just comes from like going like into the trough of like the middle seasons afterwards,
Yeah.
where it's just like, or like you know like Beyond the Sea, definitely one of the worst episodes, definitely the most grueling watch, I think.
Yes.
So like already had like a lot of like hope broken down. And then it's just like the fucking drudgery of like seasons. Like five had the mercy of being short.
And it's certainly entertaining in its own way.
Yeah, like not good.
No, certainly not.
The entertaining episodes are also the worst episodes.
Yeah. And then Smithereens is there to just be like, this is just mostly normal Black Mirror, and it's fine.
Yeah, no, and then it's like seasons 3 and 4, and like I think you actually disagree with me on this a bit because you don't think season 3 is like a shit show quite the same way I do.
No, like, okay, so I think, like, paralleling our experiences here, I think at some point, I don't know if I've ever stated this outright, but I've had it in my idea, like, I've kind of, and I think I've said similar things that, like, a lot of the time, Black Mirror's bad episodes sound good on paper, right? Like, when you read a Wikipedia article about, like, the summer, you go like, oh, that sounds really interesting. Which is fundamentally quite interesting also in parallel because, like, the acting and the cinematography is just straight through, with exceptions, but straight through is just generally good in Black Mirror. And yet, watching a lot of these episodes somehow turn out worse than the plot description. And I think, like, the thing that has aided me is that season 3 and 4, I could detect some bad stuff going on, but also, with the mercies of time and memory compression, eventually, like, the summary was more or less what remained. So I could look back on it much more positively. And also, just like, I'm gonna be honest, I think most of the, like, really bad episodes of season 3 and 4 are just extremely forgettable.
Yeah.
Like we joke a lot about Men Against Fire because it has repeatedly been forgotten when we talk about it. But, like, I have difficulty confidently placing which is season 3 and which is season 4.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I went through them now, I would get most of them correct, but, like, I think a third might be off.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. But then, like, hitting, like, seasons 1 and 2, and, like, I guess the movie, I don't think the movies, like, particularly, like, divert from this arc. And
White Christmas, right?
Yeah, White Christmas and Bandersnatch. Like, actually, Bandersnatch is a bit good, so it's like a ray of hope. But like generally, you know, they're like they fit in where they are in time.
I say so, yeah.
And like then hitting like seasons 1 and 2 and going like, okay, oh, that's why people like that's why it reached its cultural status, right? Like 6 episodes, like and like all of them have like significance, right? Like even Be Right Back, which I think is probably the worst of those 2 seasons.
Really? I expected you to dislike the Waldo moment more.
Uh, no, I mean the Waldo moment has its stupid twist, but it's like it's so ephemeral that
Yeah.
it really evaporates. But like, be right back. It's again, it's mostly the drudgery. But like, be right back and the Waldo moment, actually both, like, is so prophetic, right? Like,
Yeah.
maybe like up there, like just like straight up peak most prophetic Black Mirror episodes.
Yeah, I'd have
Um,
to say so.
and if not most, then like in the running. And like, you look at that and you go like, I see why this was purchased by Netflix, right? Like you can just see like the cultural heft of this thing that is completely like lost that as soon as it goes into the hands of Netflix. I think we've been talking about this, and I feel like um just to recap an off mic conversation, um I am utterly convinced that Netflix just like added sensitivity readers.
Yes.
And that is just straight up good. Um, there is something else that Netflix has done, in my opinion, and maybe it is just like the move to like a completely different environment. Maybe it's just like too few restraints, too much funding. You know, it's unleashing the auteur brackets really bad.
Yeah.
It like, who's to say? We're not historians.
Yeah, we commented on it as well, but like there's just like a little small differences that change, like with how much like gore, violence, and sex come into it, and like and how it's treated, right?
Yeah, but like you have like good sensitivity reading, bad. I know. Let's say for the sake of this argument, like the auteur is unleashed,
Yeah.
and stops having any controls put upon him, and like it just really takes a fucking dive, and like I guess Charlie Brooker is like, maybe Netflix is just going like, listen, clearly giving you pure license is not working out, so here's a person who will read your script at least once. I don't know what it is, but like, clearly I think Demon 79. I had it right in my mind, yet I hesitated. I think Demon 79 is a very interesting object as an example, right? Because that's like the Red Mirror thing. And like, I don't think that's going anywhere.
No.
I think that's just like Charlie Brooker, in some way, shape, or form, realizing I've kind of done a bad job, and like wanting to like get a little bit of like freedom to reboot, right? And like, so in my mind, like that's sort of like the signifier that some insight has happened, behind the writerly eyes, and like that carries forward into the next season being good, right?
Yeah.
Like season 7, straight up like a good season.
I think we've also talked a little bit is about like parasocial relationship warning. Like how we think Charlie Brooker might have evolved a little bit politically, right? Because we have the like the sensitivity reader is probably one part, right? Where it's like there's just a lot of rough stuff in the early seasons. Like there's just like episodes that are like, man, women be crazy, and like schizophrenia makes you a murderer, just straight up, no qualifications. And you know, season 3, probably post sensitivity reader, still has prime women be shopping material in Nosedive. But by and large, like, this chills out, and then when you get to Black Museum, where Charlie Brooker has discovered that people are racist sometimes, and that's still a thing, apparently.
And he wants to make a strong statement.
He sure does, and he says stuff.
No, and we of course theorized that this was like Trump hitting the series like a truck, and he's just like just absolutely floundering for like 3 seasons.
But I think it's like
2 seasons, I guess.
Yeah, like it's just an interesting comparison to me, like the part where like you get Black Museum, and then like I think it's quite chill for a bit, and And then you eventually come to Demon 79, which is like, hey, here's like an actually more insightful view of like racism and like the way it is being used as a tool by people who go, we're not worried about, like, we're not racist, we're just worried about different cultural approaches.
We like making episode pairings like Demon 79 and Black Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as like, here's the two like most major racism episodes. Like,
yeah,
what a contrast.
It really is. Like, I think it's so fascinating because like okay, this is probably going to be like another one of my top meanest comments about Charlie Brooker, but Black Museum, like that final bit feels like Charlie Brooker at like a show and tell, like showing off that he now knows what systemic racism is, kinda. And then, like, you know, you have Demon 79. It's like, hey, people are racist on, like, a lot of different spectra. They're all harmful, and some people will just utilize that. And it's okay to bash those people's heads in with hammers. That's cool.
Yeah, and if you don't, very bad things will happen.
Exactly. But
that's Charlie Brooker saying it, not us. We're merely relaying the message.
But yeah, like, genuinely, like, Demon 79 is... I think it is one of the better, like, best episodes of the show. Still to this day, which is remarkable to me after everything we've gone through. And it's like, it's just a good episode, so like, it's not that I'm trying to point it down.
And I think it is just straight up like he tries to retrace his steps and goes like, okay, like retreating from reality has not worked for me as an artist. I will face the fire.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, I think that does carry over into season 7, like, more subtly because you know, where do you go from all will burn? But it's there in a far more substantive way. And like, sure, you had flashes in the mid seasons like Smithereens, but like few and far between.
Yeah.
Like nothing of the like that's like ruminating, right? Like Demon 79 is a statement.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things too is like on the racism sort of branch through here is actually Bête Noire that strikes me as like, okay, this is a moment where like Charlie Brooker has kind of like, I hope this is intentional and I genuinely think it is. You know, it is genuinely uncomfortable watching like seemingly one of very few black women in this company being repeatedly told like, whoa, you're being really aggressive about this, can you like calm down? And like that's the point where I really felt like, oh, Charlie Brooker kind of gets it, like at least a bit, like an aspect of it.
Yeah, no, like it is race lined brackets, they just happen to be in an order that makes some points on the side.
Yeah,
and
like,
that's good.
It's really good. Like, I think a comment I might have made when we finished filming when we finished recording the Common People episode, that we're heading to Bête Noire. I was like, okay, something about this feels a bit strange. Protagonist is a black woman working with chocolate. The episode is called Bête Noire, which is Black Beast in French. I was just like, I'm bracing a little bit for something coming here, and I don't know what.
You're bracing for something good.
Yeah, apparently.
In that aspect, I think it's still like a bit of a weaker episode.
Yeah, like, but specifically, I was like, there was a part of me that's just like, is this gonna be Black Museum 2.0? And it wasn't, so like,
yeah,
I could just let that go. Yeah, like it's, I so wish we could talk to Charlie Brooker. And if he said, I've heard the shit you say about me, I'd never want to talk to you. I'd be like, that's so fair.
Well, it would probably be like his publicist's intern who has to like listen to 5 episodes to make sure we're on the up and up.
And we wouldn't be, and they'd be like, you guys are kind of weird, and we'd be like, yeah, alright, fair enough. But there's like, there's so many of those like little pet fears that I would love to run by him, just in the sense of like, did this, like, was it intentional that like it's the only black woman being repeatedly called aggressive? Just stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I think I would just bank. unless I was like very well prepared.
That's I mean, like, there's so much, right? But yeah, like, it's so nice actually to end with season 7 being pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Like it's not flawless. It's
no, but like it's just longer, and I think completely veering off course for a second.
right.
A show that is very close to my heart, as you might remember from the Callister episode, is Star Trek.
Yeah.
And Star Trek, is not a consistently good show. Star Trek is a show that has very, very bad episodes. It has episodes that make points that are deeply regressive. Usually out of sort of misguidedness. But nevertheless, right? And modern, and that's like sort of the older Star Trek, and they rebooted it, and they polished things, right? And they spent like, I want to say like 3/4 of the budget on like movie level visual effects. And at some point they must have gone like, well, we're having a very high spend per episode here. Like, do not make like any stinkers. Like, do not give us the fucking episode where everyone has the horny virus. We cannot spend like the fucking space glean dollars for that shit. So what modern Star Trek has is just like, it's far more even in quality, but like it doesn't like reach, in my opinion, the average of the earlier seasons, and crucially, it doesn't reach the highs of those seasons. It definitely does not stoop to the same lows, but like, it's the highs that are really missing. And maybe, like, you can get part of the way, at least with Charlie Brooker, if you just go like, hey man, you're just doing 3 episodes, okay? We're just doing 3 episodes. But like, I don't know if that's true, right? Like, there's so many other conditions. So like, I'm quite happy to just like have a longer season where he takes more swings, and we get a eulogy, we get a common people, and we get some like mixed bags that are still like worth talking about. And sure, we get some actual lows, but like, I am here for the ride.
Yeah, like, I will always accept a white bear if I have to pay a Beyond the Sea for it, you know? Like, I think Charlie Brooker is very interesting, because, like, I genuinely think he strikes me as an extremely passionate writer, right?
Yeah.
Like, when he does the episode to the Waldo moment, or the epilogue, excuse me, I think he fully believes in what he's doing, and he shouldn't, but I'm so glad he does, you know?
Yeah.
Because the fact that he does this is how he can produce, like, he can produce White Bear, he can produce San Junipero, he can produce, like, Demon 79. I don't think he could do those without occasionally fully believing in Metalhead or Plaything or so on and so forth. Like, no, like, I don't think he should be unshackled as an auteur, but I also don't think, like, it's gonna be like, no, shave everything down until it's fine.
Yeah. No, that would be fucking grim.
Like that's something I think I genuinely, like, super appreciate, like, my feel on Charlie Brooker as a writer.
Yeah.
And maybe that's completely untrue, but...
Yeah.
But also, like, I think that's just Black Mirror as a whole, right? Like, we make the sort of, like, I guess, like, side insult of like, well, at least the actors are doing super well in this episode, but like, they are, like,
yeah, no, like, I think Black Mirror, aside from like all its other qualities, like, its cultural weight, I think just like has put it in a position where like people, they can get fucking Aaron Paul,
yeah,
and you know, like, Aaron Paul's gonna be like, I hope that I'm not in Beyond the Sea. I hope I'm not in a Beyond the Sea type episode. I hope I don't coin the new low bar for bad episodes with the one I'm in. And, you know, bad luck, my man. But at the same time, right, I think, like, I think everyone working on Black Mirror is there because they want to have worked on Black Mirror, and they're going to like put everything into it because like yeah, I know, like you don't probably don't get to be on Black Mirror twice, so like you're gonna make it shine no matter what.
Like one of those that actually sticks out to me on that specific point, right, is we talked about the new USS Callister Into Infinity, which had 4 riders, and you can tell asterisk pejorative. But also, like, it strikes me, like, let's take Archangel, which I think we've come down on as probably the best episode of Season 4. That one I actually know is Season 4, because it sticks out. Written by someone else, I think maybe alongside Charlie Brooker.
Yeah.
But it is written by someone else, and, like, it's so heartfelt. Like, it's flawed in many ways, but it's so heartfelt, it's so genuine, it so rejects irony poisoning.
Yeah.
And it's just good as a result. Again, heavily flawed, but I think it comes out to good.
Yeah, no, like, I guess, like, I want to just, like, plant, because, like, you have, like, warned me of something you intend to do later on, so I just need to plant a flag here for a moment, and, like, just, like, address, like, how deeply, like, unusual, like, my particular experience of Black Mirror is, because, like, I think I said this last episode, I don't think I would have made it through, like, Black Mirror, like, at all, without, like, doing this podcast, because fundamentally, like, talking about this, and there's enough meat on the bone to do this, like, is something that genuinely enhances the experience. And so I can't just full disclosure, Jim wants to yes no the entirety of Black Mirror. I cannot be objective about that. I cannot even speak with like a tiniest flicker to the experience that you will have, because the experience I have had is watching apart from 2 I think episodes, I've talked through at length every single episode of Black Mirror after seeing it, and like it's so different to like it's a great way to consume art.
Yeah, no, like I think Black Mirror is absolutely, it's so enhanced by having someone else watch it with you. Like I recently rewatched Striking Vipers, in fact, and like we had a short discussion about like the little details that show up in so many Black Mirror episodes that even I, who's watched like Striking Vipers twice, missed like a very obvious like little thing that was very cool.
Yeah. Once more by the actors.
Yes, but Once More by the actors is absolutely nailing this, the most awkward scene of television. But genuinely, like I think that's the sort of thing where like both you have to like you can digest it together afterwards, but also in the moment you can just be like, oh, look at that, that's that thing. Like maybe that's not important to your development as a person or whatever, but I think it's like it genuinely heightens the experience of watching it a lot, because like, and I think I want to even go one step further and say I think those sorts of little things shows that the entire cast and crew care about what they're doing.
Which does raise the interesting question, like, what did they think, like, was the message?
Yeah.
I think, like, I have said before, we are not Black Mirror historians, and unless some very strange turns of events happen, we never will be. But I think, like, Black Mirror probably, like, more than many other things, probably lends itself to doing, like, a sort of history of the thing, because I think, like, people are invested and people, like, have their own thoughts, like, in the making of things. And here's another fun question that I don't have the answer to. How much is Charlie Brooker involved in the filming of the episode?
Yeah, I mean, like, we talk about the Brooker foibles a lot of, like, like, infidelity is a classic one, twists that just make everything worse, the sort of, like, at times a bit too enforced bleakness of it, phones but too much, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But there's also, like, there's so many of the small stylistic things that happen in, like, how each Black Mirror episode is shot. Like, there's a point I want to say from like episode or season 3 through 5 in particular, which just feels like every episode has like 20 extra minutes added to it of like people sort of like like forlornly looking at each other and then going, yeah, like as a response to a question. And it's just like that sort of stuff. Like I'm wondering where it comes from. Like, I will fully admit, if there's ever like a fucking triple feature length documentary about the like behind the scenes of Black Mirror, I would watch every minute of it.
Yeah.
I would be so fascinated.
No, because like it's also just like a rotating group of people who
Yeah.
are like not tight. Presumably, like they know each other like maybe a bit, but like they're primarily tied to each other by like the art they produce.
I wanna know like the Beyond the Sea crew. Like, at what point did they go, oh, that's all we have to film? We're just standing out in the forest, and that's like 10 minutes of the episode, really? But yeah, like I think one of the fundamental things that I find so interesting about Black Mirror is I genuinely think if you asked Charlie Brooker before each season of Black Mirror which would be the most and least popular episodes, I think he would get more than half of them completely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's what makes it so wonderful. Like, there's just so much, you know? I don't know. I think I'm gonna yes Black Mirror with the asterisk that, yeah, like it's heavily enhanced by watching it with someone. Especially someone
you
who's...
should make a podcast. You should...
And then you should, at the end of that podcast, tell people to make more podcasts about it.
Yeah.
And make up your own orders, like alphabetical order.
Reverse alphabetical order.
Number of cast on the show order. Whatever. Like, experience Black Mirror, because I genuinely, like... There are so many bad episodes of Black Mirror, I'm just gonna state that, and yet I think it's thought-provoking. That's where I'm gonna max vulnerability. I still think Black Mirror has ability to provoke you to think.
Yeah, no, and like it's... I think part of it is also like I think part of the value of Black Mirror is that it is just like more than like many pieces of modern franchise media, which a lot of media is at the moment, right? It is just like it's probably worth it like it's like beyond like it's sort of like thesis statements about technology. There's like a more meta level thesis statement of it's probably worth thinking about these things that are currently like transforming society.
Yeah.
And like that is a conviction which is sometimes shaken when we're doing another genre episode that doesn't say anything about those things, but like those have tapered off again.
Yeah, I definitely like
and-
Bête Noir's maybe the
Yeah.
Bête Noir and Plaything might have been the most genre episodes recently.
Maybe. But like fundamentally, right? Like that is just a like meta thesis that we very evidently agree with, and we have spent like a probably triple digit amount of hours like doing.
I think if you drill down to the deepest bits of Black Mirror, it is Charlie Brooker holding up something about our digital age and going, "This is weird." Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but it is weird, and you should think about it.
Yeah, no, like it is fundamentally, amongst its other qualities, it is also very much trying to like alienate you from the world around you just enough to get you to look at it twice.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's like art.
Yeah. And I want to say too that I genuinely think Black Mirror, to me, with I want to say mostly season 6 and season 7, has dug its way out of the phone bad hole that it put itself in throughout season 3 and 4. Mostly. But
Yeah, season 5 still had Smithereens, the most like
but that one
you were on the phone episode.
yeah, but it is ambiguous. I
Yeah,
would say like the core of it, and it sows some seeds, and I think that makes me happy. like very genuinely, that was like maybe the single most annoying part of Black Mirror previously.
And to be fair, like, phone bad, like, I think, like, is becoming, like, I think is by now the mainstream cultural position.
Yes.
So, like...
Which maybe is why Charlie Brooker doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, I think so, right? Like, because, like, I don't think Black Mirror is well poised to be in the center of the conversation. Like, Black Mirror, like Charlie Brooker has a genuine talent for, like, seeing the next thing, right? Like, sure,
Yeah.
he does things that are a bit ripped from the headlines, but, like, he does try to, like, get the, like, most current headlines and, like, develop them a bit.
Yeah,
So
like
it's not just, like, phones sure take up a lot of our time.
like, I think the single thing I can say that like shows that I think Charlie Brooker has at his core like a good attitude towards like looking at news is that there's never been a fidget spinner episode. Like I think in a slightly different timeline there could have been, but there isn't, so we're good. And I think like that is meaningful because not all shows manage to resist. This is worth noting. But yeah, Black Mirror is complicated. It will always, on some level.
It's a land of contrasts, really.
Yeah, and I think like this podcast has metastasized the tumor in my heart that is Black Mirror, and it will forever remain there.
Yeah, no, like...
But it's benign, so it's
this
good.
is just part of our, like, vocabulary now, for both talking about the world and for talking about media.
Like, full disclosure here, when I mentioned I recently rewatched Striking Vipers, it was because I was on a date, and that says enough. But
That's so bold of you.
Thank you. It will go even further here because like the person I was with had watched some Black Mirror and just like offhandedly mentioned vague descriptions, and I could just be like, yeah, that's that episode, and they'd be like, well, you really know these, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're like, it is like, if someone had like, if I had spent like the amount of time we spent talking about episodes, like rewatching other Black Mirror episodes, I would still not know them nearly as well.
Oh yeah, like I feel like my brother who like knew all the like first 200 Pokemon like and their types as like a 12-year-old. That's where I'm at now with Black Mirror, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, no, like it's... But I think it is just like... It's not the best tool, but it's a useful tool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it has, like, all the analysis in the world, but, like, there's just enough things in there to just go, like, yeah, no, replica, I
Yeah.
fucking see you.
And also, like, I want to say, whether or not, like, the analysis is successful, Black Mirror is willing to do it, right? It is, and this is weakened by Into Infinity, but it is willing to not just do franchising retreads, right? Like, it's something that sticks out in that way, right? Like, it is not just the next Iron Man or whatever, right? Like, it's not a reboot, it's not a remake.
I'm trying to remember if they're making those not anymore or again, by, like, having summoned an even larger dump truck of money.
Right, that checks out.
For
But-
Robert Downey Jr. I think they genuinely bought him back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, just genuinely the fact that it's willing to try. It genuinely means so much to me. Okay. I know we're not in here for numbers. We've never been interested in just, like, rating episodes on their own. But I want to do a bit of a lightning round. I want to talk about, like, the worst and best episodes of Black Mirror.
Ooh.
We've done a little bit of this off camera. Off mic, I guess, yeah.
Immediately just waving the flag here. A lot of recency bias in my personal brain.
Yeah, like, I've had to sit on this, and, like, I think eventually I came down to, I think Beyond the Sea is the worst. And
It's the most grueling watch.
it's grueling, and, like, yeah, I have more negative emotions about Beyond the Sea than Metalhead, and it's not even that close. And if I want to be generous, I can say Beyond the Sea is trying to do something. Metalhead is just like, what if we do Terminator again, but it's a dog now? And that's less ambitious, but also like, I think you have to realize a little bit of your ambition for it to count. So I think Beyond the Sea hits rock bottom for me.
Yeah. Plaything's a genuine candidate. And I want to flag here, like, it's not even that unpleasant to watch. It is just straightforwardly, like, it loses so much in the analysis. Right? Like, a lot of them gain in the analysis. And, like, sure, like, you can pull it together into, like, a season theme. But, like, it's not contributing that much.
No.
And, like, it's an honorable mention. Metalhead, Crocodile. Like, I will die on the hill of being the, like, those two are, like, the reason why I will, like, always be profoundly suspicious of Black Mirror doing a genre episode.
Crocodile is a stunning watch when you get to the last 3 minutes, but everything else is just really bad.
Yeah.
Though I will honorable mention to them repeatedly going like, we're in Scotland, as they walk by like relief maps of Iceland and stuff like that. It's good.
I wonder if Iceland has, like, a New Zealand film crew rights situation. I wonder if they have their own Hobbit laws.
I will also quickly throw in playtest. I have softened on it. I just completely... It feels so meaningless, and also he's not doing anything wrong in his work, but I hate the main actor. He plays an annoying American tourist so well. Also, like, him and his hookup, they play that awkward first date so well, and that's, like, one of the few times where my social cringe has actually activated.
Interesting. Yeah, no, for me, playtest goes in... Okay, let's actually split these off. The Pit of Forgetting.
Yeah.
Men Against Fire.
Which we have finally embraced as... Like
Plaything.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's a tough category.
It's a tough
because they're very forgettable.
Yes, we have immediately placed... I mean, like, part of me wants to say Nosedive, but I also, like, I think it's too emblematic of Black Mirror to actually be forgotten. Yeah. I kind of want to say Hang the DJ.
Hang the DJ's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Do we... I'm trying to think if, like... I think Smithereens, like...
I'm pondering it.
Smithereens definitely is, like, on the fucking edge, at least.
The problem is season 5 is so short, so it buys some space there.
No, it really...
Loch Henry, genuinely. Loch Henry is the one I always forget from season 6.
Yeah, no, Loch Henry, like, Loch Henry, like, it's not even, like, terrible, it's just...
No.
It's just a bit weak.
I mean, I think I'd have to put, despite its incredible, like, sagacity, I would have to put Be Right Back on there as well.
Right, yeah. Oh, no, it's, like, it's a really weird episode because it's, like, so weak and yet so important.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's as weak. I disagree with it being weak.
Well, like, just in relation to its importance, like...
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It is maybe the most, like, specifically prophetic episode of I think it is the most specifically prophetic episode of Black Mirror, and it's not that memorable. Yeah, and that's just, like, a really wide gulf.
Like, Charlie Brooker wrote that, and the Norns just went, yeah, he got it.
Well, I genuinely still think, like, that he summoned it.
I think there's truth to that as well.
Like, people were watching Black Mirror and going, like, I could do this, but it wouldn't be bad if I made money from it.
It's probably one of the strongest torment nexuses that has ever existed.
Yeah, straight up.
It's fascinating. Okay, but with the Pit of Forgetting done, how do you feel about playtest?
I don't know. It's memorable enough to, like, not toss it into the Pit of Forgetting because it has some, like, striking visuals. I'm thinking mainly of the face spider.
Like it's I don't think it's forgettable at all. Like it has Call Your Mom, it has Hideo Kojima, it
Yeah.
has the face spider, it has like a genuinely fucking wrenching scene of him thinking he's lost his mind.
Yeah.
Like and the connection to like dementia that I think his dad had. There's also just like I think I commented on it and then like I haven't brought it up since, but like he just gives the thesis statement in the first 6 minutes.
Like, I think playtest is just so fundamentally weakened by, like, killing the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's also a very strong early contender for, like, this is just a bad twist.
Yeah, no, like,
it's-
straight up, like, you can still have the malfunction. And then you just go, like, anyway, he just, like, runs away and, like, weeps.
Yeah, like, it's interesting because, like, I think early. So, like, the Waldo moment is the first part where we get, like, oh, like, the thing at the end is really bad, but it doesn't sink the episode. Playtest is one of those that does sink the episode. It's in there with like Hang the DJ, also just completely sinks the episode. Plaything also sinks the episode with its ending.
Yeah, no, because I think I think like play test like doesn't like it definitely doesn't hit me in the same way as it hits you.
No,
Like it's just a bit forgettable with
It's-
like a few flashes of like, oh, that's a right, it has like it doesn't have like it doesn't have memorable themes. It has memorable like moments and
Yeah.
visuals. But like it just like torpedoes itself so hard by going for like the like very like A24 the monster was trauma like deeply genre ending that just like really tosses just everything else about the episode under the bus.
yeah, like
And like that's where it like really like just discards its ambition for me. And like it it's not even like terrible, it's just a bit sad.
I think to wrap it up, like why I think playtest affected me so badly is that it has. It to me is just like a bunch of small little punches to me that is then wrapped up in complete mediocrity.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of beyond the sea, except it has more energy.
Yeah, no, and like it does also just do the thing where it, like there are things in it that would probably be interesting anyway. We have a dull moral to deliver.
Yeah, but if we're gonna be more positive, let's talk about the best episodes of Black Mirror.
I have made this statement before and I will make it again. Like if the grades, I think like I'm grading on a combined scale of like Black Mirror-ness and just like quality. And I know that being Black Mirror also includes a bit of jank.
Yeah.
But like the most Black Mirror episode is probably like a middling episode that like sneaks in like a fairly strong point. But like the just like in terms of being like a good Black Mirror episode, like it has to be Common People. Like I'm trying to think of alternatives because again, massive recency bias.
We had a slight off mic conversation the other day too about how I think Shirley Brooker is not good at writing chemistry between two partners. And I think Common People might actually be the one exception. Like chemistry, but like also they're like I want to say early 40s, like late 30s couple. And
he's not going for like the zesty chemistry, like we're really hitting it off on like an early date of say playtest. He's going for the, I think, and he's having more success managing the chemistry of like two people who are a bit boring but who genuinely quite like each other.
Yes, I like it is the one and only relationship in Black Mirror I actually feel invested in. Like, these two are people who care about each other. They, like, have a future together. Then they don't, but, you know, like, it actually feels like something. I think my personal pitch might still end up being Demon 79. Like, it's extremely uncomfortable in many ways.
Yeah.
Like watching this depressed woman just kind of get the microaggression fucking barrage all throughout her life for being South Asian in like 1970s England. Um, but it's also like it has some very good catharsis. It just like the characters are extremely solid. It's just it's good. Like it's got a lot of just good strains that I think genuinely weave together. The problem is that it's not a Black Mirror episode, and yet I have to forgive it for that.
Yeah, no, like it gets like just like a lot of points for like saying something novel with its whole chest.
Yeah, I think the other one I could think of would be like White Bear. And White Bear has such fucking fascinatingly janky storytelling, and yet it just completely works.
Yeah, no, like we talked about this then, and like it's still in my mind. Like that like ending montage should not work.
It shouldn't.
It is so much squeezed in at the end. Like it is so little of the runtime that is actually dedicated to the thing it's saying, and yet like they're managing to just like get it all like packaged in a way that like gets across the line, and it's remarkable.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanna give one dishonorable mention, which is White Christmas. I think White Christmas is up like of all the little scales that make up Black Mirror. White Christmas is up there. Like it's a bit about like how technology. It's a bit about how phone bad. It's an infidelity. It's very bleak. It has, you know, like the sort of grain copy slavery thing going on. It's so Black Mirror, and it does a lot of things right, and I cannot support it in what it has to say about women and anyone with a mental illness.
I think I can square the circle actually, because I have a lot of thoughts right now to organize, but I think like the simple answer to like placing White Christmas is that it is just straightforwardly the culmination of like the first two seasons, right? Like both their bad and their good tendencies, because like it has such like strong structure. It has things to say, it has commentary and so on, and it has all these like contemptuous and disregardful elements in it as well, that it like just like brings really all of it like to a point. And like I think like putting it next to my favorite, Common People, like really pulls out like pulls that out in the contrast, right? Because Common People is like it does not have that contempt for people that like infects Black Mirror every now and then,
Yeah.
or quite often, in fact, right? It is quite like pro-human in the sense that it's like absolutely horrified of things that like affect us in our like most human ways, and I think like that sort of develops a strength that like Black Mirror almost like hasn't had before in quite the same way, right? Because like that's like Demon 79 is also like doing a little bit of that, but it's also
Not
doing
quite
other
as broadly, right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's doing other stuff primarily. But like in Common People, it's like it really pulls like the sort of humanity of the subject to the forefront.
I think it's an interesting comparison because I think Demon 79, like the emotional punch of it is that it invites you to, much like our protagonist, bash the system with a hammer. And I think Common People is an interesting contrast to this because what it does is it invites you to weep, right? Like it invites you to weep at the like fucking horrible situation these people find themselves in, and that a lot of people do find themselves in.
Yeah, and I think like it like presents a straightforwardly good development. But it also like makes me like look back at like the genre episodes a bit more, because I think like if you look at the genre episodes, like by and large, they like lack the like pervasive like cynicism of like other like the sort of Black Mirror brand.
Right, there's like misanthropic tendencies that
Yes.
tend to pop up in
And
early Black Mirror.
I think you can just like Rachel Jack and Ashley too, right? Like is maybe like is the most striking example of this. Like sure it's a hot mess, but like it's straightforward. It like adopts the like sort of humanist values of like Disney Channel movies. Like yeah, no, be yourself. That rules.
Yeah, like I find Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too so fascinating, and like a part of it is just like the way it's like it takes two such immediate tropes of like here's your edgy punk girl and here's the soft ooh pop feminism girl, and has complete empathy for why they're like that.
Yeah, and I think like if we regard like the and like also to just like really hammer this point home, like even Metalhead, right? It's like yeah, no, here's a person and like her suffering matters, and it doesn't. It's not a good episode.
It's
It
not a
doesn't.
good episode.
It doesn't convey itself well in many aspects. But like that's not something we see in like other Black Mirror episodes, like Nosedive. You know, like it's yeah, like that's misanthropic like to a point almost.
Yeah, I think Nosedive for me hits this like very strange. I wouldn't put it in my like bottom 5 worst episodes, and yet like I think it might be the one I am personally least favorite of, just because it's so annoying. Like
Yeah, so and I think um like Black Mirror sort of shedding its cynicism a bit. Like the first attempts at doing so were these genre episodes, and they fell so often so short. And I think like with season 7, I think mm, I think with season 6 and 7, as a matter of fact, like that is sort of like starting to fade away, and we're moving towards um towards just like not escaping like from the formula, but just like changing it by going like maybe Black Mirror doesn't need to be like so anti-human. It doesn't need to
yeah.
be like and it can always be worse, and it's always the worst thing you can imagine.
Yeah, like that's the thing is that I've never seen like the misanthropy has always kind of been present in especially early Black Mirror, and yet I've never felt like it needed to be there.
Yeah.
Like fundamentally, I don't think you make, unless you're just a nightmare fetishist. Like I don't think you make these warning tales about how technology can go wrong. If at least on some level you care about people, you just like in your caring about people, you can't just then go, God, it's so annoying when people do things that are unhealthy for them. And I think that's kind of like where I felt like a lot of early Black Mirror ended up being.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like specifically like the first 2.5 seasons of Black Mirror, that is the 2 Channel 4 seasons and White Christmas. Like they are like to me quite distinctly countercultural, right? They're trying to be shocking. Oh, are they trying to be?
Yes.
And like they're like quite like adversarial. They're edgy, and they're like, take me seriously. I have important things to say, and they're trying to be taken seriously in part by being intentionally like offensive to like certain sensibilities, and like some of those sensibilities are like the prudishness of not wanting to see the prime minister fuck a pig, and some of those sensibilities are perhaps the more sensible respecting of women and the mentally impaired or ill.
Yeah.
And like I think like as it moves into a mainstream, like that shock value hunting, like I think it maybe it achieved its goal back then. I don't know, but it's hard to evaluate from where we're looking at it from. But certainly now that it's in like Black Mirror is like in the mainstream, like it just like it's out of place, and it has managed to shed it.
And we are the better for it.
Yeah.
For certain. Whew. We stand here at the precipice of Black Mirror Cliff. And I think we're ready to let go. We're ready to drop our robot boyfriend off onto the cliffs of Dover. We're ready to...
Yeah, no, but we're gonna do it, actually.
Yeah.
Not like...
What? Is this a
Well,
joke?
she doesn't do it in the episode.
That's true. Yeah, like she...
Coward.
I was gonna say some stuff I'm gonna back off from. Yeah, she really should have done it. But yeah, we're here. We've put the devil inside his little roadside museum, and we're letting him cook. Please, I need a third metaphor.
I'm not good at these at all. We've installed the brain interface, and we're getting thronged.
We're diving straight through the source code hole at the center of the galaxy. And where shall we emerge, dear Jorgen?
Why, Jim, we have prepared to do Robot Fucker season.
That's right. We are getting into automaton fornication, if you will. And we've got our first lineup.
That's right. Next episode, we will be watching Companion.
I realized I was going to introduce this section by going, we have a little companion piece to this Black Mirror podcast, and I really messed that up.
No, we're just keeping it going. It's the same podcast.
I know, but it's going to be a joke about a companion piece, and then, it's the first movie we're going to watch is Companion. So I really messed this up. So,
yeah.
Editing Jorgen, I'm sure you can put these in the right order.
Yeah, he definitely will.
Excellent. But yeah, that's where we're leaving Black Mirror for now, and, Charlie, my boy Charlie Brooker. If you want to come out to season 8, we'll be there, but it'll probably be a bit.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll come for you.
Oh, no frets on the podcast, please.
If you make another bad season, we will yell at you. If you make another good season, you'll be like, nice.
But we will also yell, but
yeah,
in your direction,
encouragingly.
Yeah, we'll be like, you go, Charlton.
I actually genuinely wonder, season 8, must still be in the pen for the most part.
Yeah.
So, he is going to, have another moment. He's going to have another... This season was written under Trump, and this season was written under Keir Starmer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think, and this is... Because, we're not going to have much more looking forward episodes. I think we might get UK Brain, or we might get a UK season,
right,
and it might be really bad, or it might be good in a way that really makes you sad.
If I'm gonna launch one prediction, I feel like season 8 will be intense.
Yeah, I think Charlie Brooker has he has processed the election of Donald Trump. And it took him 3 seasons to get there. But I think he has processed it, and he is, I don't think he's going to be blindsided again.
We can hope.
Yeah.
We can see what art comes out of it.
Genuinely, season 7 has given me a lot of faith.
Me too, honestly. And I'm glad we can end that on such a good note. But next, yes, we shall return with sexy robots next week.
That's right.
Huzzah!
Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for listening, especially if you've been along for the entire journey or just parts of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you skipped out after the first 30 minutes of Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too, I get that.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's good listening. It was fun to podcast.
It was really fun.
Again, I guess I didn't say this last episode, but please just tell us what you feel about Black Mirror.
Yeah, comments on the various platforms, and we have our Gmail.
Yeah, that's right. We have DewatchPod@gmail.com.
Send us your thoughts. Send us your suggestions, perhaps, on what else we have. We have some ideas in the pipeline, but we're very interested in hearing.
If we have a trilogy of Robot Fucker,
which we will definitely get to first.
Movies lined up, but if you've got more, hey, hit us,
More robot fucking movies in general, or
no, specifically those.
Right.
No other suggestions, please.
We've entered a very specific era.
But yeah, no, just I'm deadly curious to see if people have thoughts.
Me too.
And if we get enough, maybe we can do like an episode about them.
Yeah, we will devour those thoughts.
Yeah.
As you can tell by how long any episode of ours runs on.
Yeah.
Shoutouts, Charlie Brooker, Podcat, Striking Vipers crew for getting us started.
Yeah. No, for having our beautiful boys kiss, and for having our beautiful in-game avatar actors kiss also, and all the other things.
And all the other things. And with that, we shall see you next week with all the other things, but with robots.
Yeah, and see you on the other side.
See ya!